Alright, it's time to take it apart now. A quick recap. Umarex HDP50, Valken SMG Magwell or M17 SMG Magwell, A5 barrels, TiPX magazines, and the full auto switch, of course. I'll get some tools and start the struggling. This is a stock A5 barrel, the older model, no porting. Yeah, and I'll get back with this also. This is a Torso Q 88 gram L-shaped buttstock piece. This little piece is from critical situations. It's a degassing adapter for the handle. Critical situations also. There's a sink plug as a plug on the rear end. Very beautiful. The top cover is made of PVC, just painted PVC. Super pretty, super pretty. Now it's time to remove the magwell. It's attached with 3 screws, one on the left side, one on the right side, and there's one basically connection point down here. It's a kind of an ugly thing to do, but there's a metal rod that connects these two, and these bolts go through the metal rod. Simple, quick and cheap. Sorry, the camera might not really show everything I'm doing, and I need to cut it in pieces and whatever, but bear with me. Ah, I need to take the top cover off before I can remove the magwell. Well, time for it to go. Rear portion came off, very pretty. It's basically a piece of the top slide, just cut in shape to fit the rest of it, and then just glued everything together. And after a little bit of struggling, I got it off. The screws are not perfect, and the threads I've made, they've kind of, some of these things have cracked, and they don't really want to work anymore. I need to fix things up a lot actually. This thing is already falling apart. The breech is installed on top of the magwell, so that the holes line up with the magazine. The detent is held in place with this weird piece of metal, which is also acting as basically securement for the magwell. And the detent came out. Now we should be able to remove this. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful setup, and it doesn't look too trustworthy or anything, but well, it has held up for now. I might fix this and prettify it, but it's not my priority. This looks a bit weird. The barrel is angled because the breech is sitting slightly higher in this setup than the original barrel line, but it doesn't matter. I've just plugged the end of the breech and used a tiny portion of the stock barrel to move the air from the valve to the breech. So quite simple. In fact, it's attached by these 2 screws that for now go through the barrel all the way up to here. But I will fix that, and hopefully that will improve the airflow a little bit. let me go a little bit further. Yeah. And to attach this thing here, I naturally had to drill a hole. Can't really see it now. I had to drill a hole so that the pin or this rod goes through it, and then drill the hole through it from the side. It works. The switch itself, it's just an axle going through the whole thing, and it slides back and forth, a tiny movement, not big, but that's enough. Now it's single shot, that's full auto. Let's take a look on the inside in a second. To remove the inner body of the plastic grip, I need to take this switch off, and that will actually make the piece that activates the full auto, it's gonna fall out. So putting this thing back together is a bit annoying because you need to be very careful so that it doesn't move. So this is not the best way to do this, but it was the way I did it anyway. It's just a piece of metal going through the thing. Oh no! Ha! The support piece, it came off. Well, it was only to make the flattening of the inner shell, but whatever, I'm gonna glue this back in. Yeah. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. Those need to go. Well, I don't know if they need to go, but I want them gone. What I've done to the body itself to make this work was I had to cut a part of the corner off, basically the feeding tube, to make this fit here. And the breech, I had to carve a small slot basically off so that the thing kind of sinks into it. I wanted the magwell as close to the breech as possible. I'll move on. Not the prettiest one. Seems to work. This is unbelievable. Look at this. Just look at that. Ugh. I need to fix this. Whoops. The camera starts flying. So, what are we left with here? This came off. This here is one of the ugly things also that I need to redo, but this piece, this is the one. This piece is the thing that's forcing the full auto action. It's a tiny one, a small one. I need to redo it. It's a bit ugly and I don't like how it looks. This might affect something. I need to reinforce this or put a stronger one in there. So, by default, in single shot, the little thing is sitting below the sear in the rear position. And when you pull the trigger, it doesn't affect anything. So the sear gets to snap past the trigger and it kind of grabs onto the bolt then. The bolt is not here, I can't show it that way. But when you slide this thing forwards, the trigger body forces this little piece to lean on the sear, and now it cannot grab on the bolt and it can move freely. It's a simple design. Nothing fancy about it. Easy to do. Maybe a little bit annoying, but it can be done. There's that. For this detent, obviously I need to do something about it. This probably does affect the airflow. I might have to put a piece of pipe or something inside this to reinforce it. I don't know yet, time will tell. I most likely did forget something, but maybe I can make a new video at some point. I didn't really plan this beforehand and I was struggling doing this and I didn't know what to say. So in case you have any questions, let me know, I'll try to answer. But this is a relatively easy thing to do that you can do with the Dremel and a drill. All these slots and things were done by basically filling the holes on the side with JB Weld and then just carved until it worked. Yep. The next thing to try is to replace this. With this. The length difference is not that big, but it's still something. I was hoping that I could basically have the bolt come through here so that I could like thread something on here or make a makeshift extension so that it would basically go further in front, but it's not long enough for that. I don't think I can try it with the spring on, especially on camera. Something will go flying. Yeah, the longer bolt makes it a bit more difficult to install. But by default it's not sticking out far enough for anything to be attached here. So no bolt extension incoming. But this already brings the air to the detent, the original detent, and it should improve the efficiency. Thanks to Sean from Less Lethal for Dummies to, come out with this. I didn't know that the bolts in these things are different length, and it never even crossed my mind to put the longer bolt in here. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know when I will be testing it. Not today, not this week. I have other plans for other things, but in the future. I don't think I have much more to show. So in case you run into any questions or anything, just ask me and I'll try to answer. Have fun.